It's the Slapz. We gon' hit you with and Trapz radio podcast.
Let's get it.
Powered by the Slap God, C. Austin, the DJ.
Now, let me ask y'all this, fellas. Did y'all ever do any shows, any shit like that? Were y'all ever in any shows, like talent shows, or, open showcases? What they call that shit back in the open mic shit? There you go, the open mic shit and all that shit.
That's how I got in the Aretha Franklin video, man. I was in Deeper Love, man.
Yeah, let's get into it. Talk about that.
Yeah, man. I fucking when I went to Cass Tech, I went to 4 high schools, man. I went to Cass Tech, Benedictine, Mumford, and Henry Ford. I went to Henry Ford and Mumford the same year because I was short on credits. You know, I had to graduate. You know what I'm saying? On time. That's how I graduated on time. Yeah. If I wouldn't have did it, I would fucked around and fucking wouldn't have graduated, man. But I had fucked around in Cass Tech. It was a talent show. And we used to jig. You know what I'm saying? We had the jig shit going on. You know,
was in all that jigging
shit. Hell yeah, we was jigging, dog. You know, we put a jig.
You was into that shit too fast.
Yeah, we put a jig.
You know, we gotta talk about all that shit. Let's get into it, nigga.
Hell yeah, that's how we started. That was how the shit started, putting shit together, man. I ain't gonna bullshit.
Original Detroit shit. You hear me?
It was on some jig shit, dog.
Yeah.
Young as fuck, and we put that shit down at the up at Cass, and we won the talent show and shit, and it was in front of about 5,000, 4,000 motherfuckers, the whole the auditorium, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they was like, you know, they had to vote. Everybody who was in that motherfucker knows, because they had to vote. Like, who was the motherfuckers, you know, who was the best.
See, I wasn't in Cass. He was in Cass. That was you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you won that talent show.
Yeah,
you won that talent show.
Yeah, won that bitch. And so after the talent show, the motherfuckers was like, I had left out. We was standing in front, like, damn, what we gonna do now, you know? And a lady came up, like, just out of nowhere. She was a white lady, but she was pretty though, man. Beautiful lady. She came up like, let me take your picture. Let me take your picture. You know what I'm saying? So she took our picture and shit. She was like, here, write your number right here. Back then you had to write your number down. You know what I'm saying? She like, write your number down.
Pre-internet.
She like, write your number down pre-internet. You know what I'm saying?
You had to be outside. Niggas talk about they was outside. Our era was outside.
Had to be outside.
He had a beeper at the most.
Yeah, had a beeper. But she was like, write your name down right here, whoop-de whoop-de whoop. I ain't thinking nothing of it, man. Summertime. That was during school. Like about 3-4 months later go past or whatever. Summertime come. The phone rung. You know what I'm saying? Phone ring. I think my sister or somebody answered it. Was like, Bakar, you know, whoop-de whoop. Yo, come get the phone. Somebody on the phone for you. I'm like, all right, let me get to the phone. I go to the phone. The lady like, yes, this is Aretha Franklin's manager. She was Aretha Franklin manager, and she was like, Aretha Franklin, she really likes your image, and she wants you to be in her video. I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit. Well, yeah, you know what I'm saying? When, where? You know what I'm saying?
Now, how old were you around this time? When all this
I was in the, that was when I was in the ninth, was I in the 9th grade?
Okay.
That was 9th grade, 10th grade, one of them, yeah,
okay.
9th, 10th grade.
Yeah, you did say that.
Yeah, Cass Tech. I was in Cass.
Yeah, okay.
I was either a freshman in Cass.
I just want to make sure. Okay.
Because I was a freshman, then I left 10th grade year. So that was freshman. I had to be a freshman. Freshman or sophomore, one of them years. And so Yeah, man. So we, I show up to the video.
What was that experience like? Be just meeting her. Did you get a chance to meet her, or did they just put you
Did
in
I
the
meet
video?
Aretha Franklin? I don't think I met Aretha Franklin before, but I didn't meet her that night. I met Aretha Franklin later on at Boston Market.
Okay.
But I don't think I met her that day. She had a lot of personnel. She had trailers and shit. It was like a movie set. It was like when we was in 8 Mile, you know what I'm saying? It was like at the 8 Mile movie set, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I was in 8 Mile too, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Talk about that for a minute.
That was a good one too,
School these people for those who don't know, man.
That was a
Give
good
them a
one.
little Detroit history,
that was a good one. That was a good one. We was all in 8 Mile, man, and that's when Proof was there, you know what I'm saying? He was running around there with everybody, you know what I'm saying?
Proof, all right.
Yeah, Proof was there, everybody was there. Miss Corona, she was there.
Miss Corona.
It was a lot of people there, and that's when I seen M. He was writing the lyrics to the motherfucking soundtrack on the set as they shooting the movie right now.
Now, speaking of 8 Mile and all this shit, fellas, man, was y'all around when all that hip hop shop shit was going on?
And all that,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was a big part of my life.
That was,
Because I want people to know about this is real Detroit history that I don't hear nobody talking about. I watch all the podcasts and all this shit. And I don't hate on nobody. I love to see niggas doing their thing, but I just want this shit to be covered because there's a lot of people like y'all, for example, that don't. Niggas need to know this shit. You know what I'm saying?
All the time.
This is part of Detroit history. You know what I'm saying?
See, the hip hop shop. See, you guys know, like the Detroit hip hop shop for Detroit is monumental in the hip hop area. That's where if you didn't have skills and you tried to come up there, you ain't have a chance. Man, you had so many legends up there.
Chop the fuck off.
Yeah, you get your head. You had so many legends up there, man. And then the thing about the hip hop shop was so monumental. You had people like, what I'm saying, they hate that they disappeared, or you know what I'm saying. I hope they doing better. Like IQ, you had Elzai, you know what I'm saying? You became part of Slum Village. You had all these guys at a young age, man.
This what made it so crazy though. It's like before they blew up, you was in the moment and seeing what it took for them to get there. You see what I'm saying? The grind that it took, before. The really raw shit. You know what I'm saying?
Miss Corona be spitting. Man.
Everybody,
dog. Back in the day.
Everybody.
Another thing about Detroit, when we first thought, when they talk about freestyle in Detroit, we thought it was off the top of the dome. That's the only way you can freestyle. You know what I'm saying? Not write it down in 15 minutes.
That's the real way, off the dome.
Well, that's what we thought it was in Detroit. But then New York's freestyle is that if you would go over there and sit down and write a rap in 15 minutes. That's what they consider freestyle.
That is true.
That is.
You can tell they wrote that shit. There's no way you freestyle that shit.
You know what I'm saying? And they called what we was calling freestyle, they called that off the top of the dome. It was too different. But we thought that was what freestyle was off the top of the dome. So that's why you got so many, battle rappers here in Detroit. Like, you know what I'm saying? You had to be if you was at the hip hop shop, and you had to come off the top of the dome when you were in the heat of the battle. Because nobody really wanted to hear your written stuff, you know what I'm saying? Right. They wanted to hear what skill you got right now. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it.
Grimy days.
Exactly.
Hear your fucking head get chopped off.
Yes, man. And you had some legends in there. Jay Hills, you know what I'm saying?
A lot of careers was born.
Jay Hill. Oh yeah. You had some legends.
Yeah, you had Rabies would come through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you had the Rabies. You had all kind of people. Man, everybody
came through at the hip hop shop, and that's before. You know what I'm saying?
I remember I was riding with him, right? We pull up on he like, come on man, we're gonna shoot to the hip hop shop, right? Boom, we go to the hip hop shop and he introduced me to Volume 10.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We went, introduced me to
Volume
Volume 10. This before he
That's
was.
what I'm saying, man. Y'all niggas know everybody.
It was crazy before, before this was before, you know what I'm saying?
Really known in Detroit.
Yeah, it was
This is
crazy.
like, you know what I'm saying, the Eminems, when, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
when he was
man.
Detroit
That
history.
was
That's why I wanted
crazy.
y'all on the
When he
show,
still
fellas, because like who could tell this shit
spelling
better
his
than
name
y'all?
in
Y'all
there.
was there. You feel
Yeah,
me?
hell
Like,
yeah, that
that's
shit
what I'm
was
saying.
real.
Like,
You know what I'm
nigga.
saying? Like I said, I can't, right now I got Thinker's Block, man, but it was so many, Detroit got so many legends, you know what I'm saying? Home legends. Like, so when people ask my top 5, I'll be biased because we had so many people here in Detroit, you know what I'm saying? Like, you
Hell
had
yeah.
Mercer
Especially at
Smears,
that time.
you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm
DJ
saying?
Power, and you know what I'm saying? Like, you had so many, you know what I'm saying, legends here that was.
Dez, DJ Dez.
DJ Dez,
You know what I'm saying? And he's still doing this thing, you know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm
DJ
saying?
Butter.
Yeah,
DJ Butter.
Los, DJ
You had
Los,
Mo Master
shout out
Studio.
Los. Yep, Mo Master.
You had, you know what I'm saying, DJ Jules. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Back then, you had so many, like I said, it was so many, you know what I'm saying?
Mo
that-
Baddest and Snake.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? What's
Even this,
West-
this,
yeah,
this was
West
crazy.
Chill.
This was crazy, and this what people don't be giving they props to, man. Maurice Malone, bro.
Yeah.
Like the first time I seen some Maurice Malones, right, was on this guy. You know what I'm saying? He was wearing them bitches, bro. And this was before anybody even, I'm like, who the fuck is Maurice Malone? You know what I'm saying? Like, who is Maurice Malone? I think this before hip hop was the hip hop shop even popping yet?
Nope, he was selling it out the shelter.
He was selling out the shelter, bro. Like, I'm like, what is Maurice Malone, bro?
So real quick, fellas. So just to be clear, so the hip hop shop, when that shit start popping, man, just to be clear, as you know, it'd be a lot of talk about that shit in the street, because that's what I was thinking around like 93.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
90, I would say. Okay, so he got the hip hop shop going probably around no earlier than 92. But I would say 92 to in between 92 to 90, 90 maybe 94 at the latest. You know what I'm saying?
It was somewhere, right around there.
Yeah. First, Maurice Malone, when everybody used to go to St. Andrews, it was the shelter and all of that. That's where he started selling his clothes first. You know what I'm saying? He was selling his clothes out there. You would go down to the shelter, the Rhythm Kitchen.
St. Andrews was popping. That shit that went commercial now.
Yeah, exactly.
That was back when it was real. You could get in through the back door for real.
I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Hell yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying?
That was that shit back then,
And then that's when you had, the St. Andrews was another big key for hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was a staple.
And shout out to St. Andrews just for recognizing hip hop artists and giving us a chance when so many people didn't. You know what I'm saying?
For real, man.
Shout out to all the venues that took a chance on us, man. Even though niggas might have got to fighting or whatever, but just for, you know what I'm saying, taking a chance so we can be heard, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all, man. But go ahead, fellas. I didn't mean to cut y'all off.
Oh, no, you all right?
No, that was.
I remember
this shit is important, man. It's Detroit history. I want the people to know this shit.
Yeah, that was a real time in Detroit hip hop, bro. Like in the Detroit music scene, period. Yeah. Like so much shit came together.
It's the Slapz. We gon' hit you with some Trapz Radio Podcast.
Let's get it.
Powered by the Slap God, C. Austin, the DJ.